Hello and welcome to Ultra TV, the cinematic carbo to Ultra Magazine's Hydrate. Over the next few weeks we are going to be test driving these. What are these, I hear you ask? Well, they are a new nutritional supplement that's out on the market, manufactured by a Devon-based firm called Super Natural Fuel. They come in these handy 100-gram pouches and they come in 4 flavours: dates and sesame, cocoa and banana, oat, banana and maple syrup, berry and quinoa. So what do we know about them so far? Well, I've had a conversation with David O'Brien, who's the owner and founder of Supernatural Fuels, and he tells me that he's designed these fuels specifically with endurance athletes in mind. They are designed to be the right blend of carbohydrates, proteins and fat, and they all have certified organic ingredients. They are vegan and gluten free, and they have no additional sugar. So for those of us that are looking for an alternative to some of the more mainstream supplements that are on the market, these could well do the trick. The thing that David makes very clear though is that these are not meant to be a standalone nutritional solution. So the idea being is that you complement your nutritional plan, your existing nutritional plan at least, with these gels. So over the next coming weeks and months we will be using them in a variety of settings, over a variety of distances, and see how they stack up. At the end of that we'll regroup and we'll report back how they performed. Don't forget, if you like this video, just push on that little button downstairs that's got the thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're about an hour and 5 minutes in, so I am going to give the berry and quinoa a try. Easily enough, the lid just comes off. It's a screw lid. Let's just give this first impressions and see what we think. So, taste-wise, it's pleasant enough. Consistency might not be to everybody's liking. Feels a little bit grainy, which I'm guessing is the quinoa. But yeah, I think on balance, quite palatable. Time to taste test the oats, banana and maple syrup Supernatural Fuel. It's 6 AM in the morning and I'm sat on top of Grey Knots in the Lake District, just above the Honister slate mines, and I'm waiting for Sabrina Vergy to come round on her Wainwright's challenge. The reason why I've gone for the oats, banana and maple syrup taste test this morning is because this feels like and sounds like the most breakfasty one there is. So let's give it a try. So good flavour of banana coming through. Not too sweet, not too much of the maple syrup. And oats, well, oats are just oats, aren't they? From a viscosity point of view, from a thickness point of view, it's not quite as thick as the dates and sesame one, which is good because I like that. Actually, I prefer these to be a little bit more squidgy, a little bit less thick. I find that a bit easier to manage. Yeah, tastes good. Right, we'll see how it affects my performance. I'll finish this off for my breakfast and I'll summarise everything at the end. So I just cracked open the top of the cocoa and banana one. It's okay. I'm not going to say this is going to be a favourite because I don't know if you remember when you were a kid, at campfires you used to kind of put chocolate buttons in bananas and then put them next to the fire wrapped in tin foil. I was never a big fan of that, and of course this is cocoa and banana, so this is exactly what that is. So it's okay, it's not an unpleasant taste, it's just not to my taste. Quite smooth, palatable, good. So having lived with Supernatural Fuels pouches for a number of months now, it's time to tell you what we think. Overall, they're a good product. One of the things I do like about them is you get a variety of calorific values
across the range. So the berry and quinoa, they cash in at about 110 calories per 100 grams, whereas the dates and sesame goes up to, I think it's 212 calories per 100 grams, which is mightily impressive. I did test the dates and sesame, or taste test the dates and sesame. However, I did this when I was out on actual events or races, so I didn't really want to stop and video those. Just if you're wondering where the taste test has gone and why I've only taste tested 3 on camera. From a viscosity point of view, they also range in thickness. So the dates and sesame, once again, is the thickest, and the others are kind of much of a muchness there or thereabouts. And I suppose the texture and viscosity is a little bit like fruity Ready Brek. For those of you that can remember Ready Brek, if you still have it. One of the things I would say about the viscosity, about the thickness of them, is that over short distances, it's not too much of a problem. They're quite palatable. You can take them on their own and they're absolutely fine. When you get to some of the longer distances, and we tested these from marathon distance up to 105-mile race distance, when you get up to some of the longer stuff, you'll know yourselves as ultra runners that your mouth gets a bit dry, and you'll need to kind of wash them down with a bit of water. But you know, that's pretty much true of most supplements that are out there on the markets, unless it's some of the kind of some of the gels out there which you don't need to wash down with water. But yeah, on the longer races, mouthful of water, wash them down. Having said that, on the longer races, no issues with these in terms of gastrointestinal issues. I don't tend to suffer from that anyway, but specifically here, that wasn't an issue for me. One of the other things that's worth mentioning is that, as you know, when you get to these longer distances, it can be a bit overwhelming when you're faced with 100 grams worth of food to try and get down in one go. Now, for these, that isn't an issue because you've got the screw lid. So you can take what you need, screw the lid back on, put it in your race vest, and you don't get any sticky mess. So that's a good thing about these too. One of the other things that was a little bit of a concern to us at Ultra TV was the environmental credentials. These pouches aren't widely recyclable. However, Supernatural Fuel have thought about that, and they send you a stamped addressed envelope when you buy your box of Supernatural Fuels. You send the pouches back once you've used them, and they'll recycle them for you. So that's quite nice and a bit of a clever idea, actually. Supernatural Fuel have already amassed a bit of a following, really. Their brand ambassador list is quite impressive. You've got Jasmine Paris, Damo Hall, Sabs Virgie, John Kelly and Joe Meek from the ultra running world, and there's a couple of those cyclist people as well who are also in their stable as brand ambassadors. On balance, I think this is a good product. I would say they're designed not to be used exclusively on their own, and I can see why. Eating too much of the same consistency over a long period of time can get a bit boring, and actually that's the case here. But if you use them within their design brief, i.e. mix and match it with your other nutritional products, you won't have an issue, and you know, they're absolutely fine. Would I use them again? Absolutely. I think they're a really good product. You don't get the sugar spike and you don't get the sugar crash. You get a delivery of energy throughout the time you're taking them. And as I said, perfectly palatable, no gastrointestinal issue. So as a new product on the market, they're very good. They tick a lot of the boxes for me as an ultra runner, and I wouldn't have any hesitation in recommending these to other ultra runners as a good food supplement to your existing nutritional package.